Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my review for Jurassic World Dominion. So, what I really liked about this movie was the old cast returning. I was very excited for Jurassic World Dominion. I liked Jurassic World, I liked Fallen Kingdom, I love the Jurassic franchise. Jurassic Park is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I just rewatched it recently. It still holds up, it's amazing. It's wonderful storytelling that has not continued with the franchise, but I really did enjoy Jurassic World, and I was very excited to see the original cast come back for this movie. There are a lot of plot problems, I would say, with this new film. There seems to be two different storylines going on. One with the new cast that we don't really care about. We never really got attached, I feel, to these characters. And then one with the old cast who's off running a different mission. So I think there's sort of two different movies going on, and they don't really meet up until like the third act probably. And then I enjoy the movie a lot more once the original cast is back with the new cast. And I like seeing them together. Anything to do with the original cast I just love, because I love Dr. Alan Grant, I love Ellie Sattler, I love Ian Malcolm. Even in the two Jurassic Park 2 and 3, I still thought they were really good characters. So I was very excited to see them come back. Ellie Sattler and Alan Grant just pick up the relationship almost right where they left off. Well, not really, but they still have that chemistry, and I really do enjoy them together. I could see a whole spin-off series of them just going on adventures. Me and Malcolm, it's Jeff Goldblum doing Jeff Goldblum, and, you know, I love it. It's a little bit more like the Grand Master from Thor Ragnarok, but he still is a pretty fun character that brings some levity. Now, he's not in the movie a whole lot, so lower your expectations. This is still very much the Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard movie with the little girl, clone girl. Overall, I wouldn't say it's as bad as a lot of the critic reviews were. I would say if you want dinosaurs, this has got dinosaurs. It's got actually a lot of dinosaurs, a lot of different types of dinosaurs. And we get the good old T-Rex comes back. So, for a little bit more spoilers, there is a plot with Blue, the raptor that Chris Pratt's character trained from the first Jurassic World movie. Blue has a little baby, and they want to capture the baby. So there's a new evil corporation. And spoilers, Lewis Dodson from Jurassic Park, the guy that Nedry met, he is the head of this evil corporation, and of course he has Henry Wu with him, and so they're running this evil corporation. And then there's this whole plot with Super Killer Locust, which is kind of like, why do we have this extra plot that we don't really need? It's what brings in the old characters, but I just wish they would have found a better way to bring the new characters and the old characters together instead of getting them two plot lines that convene at one point. I just wish they were just one plot line. And then there's like a subplot line within the plot line of the new characters. So if you wanted this movie to be about exploring how dinosaurs interact with the world, that being unleashed, you might be a bit let down. We get some of that, glimpses of it in the beginning with like brachiosauruses going through a lumber mill and Owen on a horse chasing down some dinosaurs, rodeo. We also get this whole side plot with this underground, illegal, black market dinosaur ring and illegal breeding of dinosaurs, which it all sounds pretty cool. I wish that was like maybe the movie, but it's just like these little things that don't really matter to the overall plot. So it's kind of disappointing a little bit. It's really just to get us to some action set pieces that feel very, very rushed. And even the character moments that we get between Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt and the little girl are just kind of, they fall flat a bit. Like, I don't really care about their family dynamic storyline. And then the real plot of the movie is to get this little girl to the evil corporation Biosyn, to Henry Wu, so that he can study her clone DNA to fix what's wrong with the locusts. Why are we dealing with locusts? I don't know. But then they also want baby Blue, because Blue self-replicated herself to create a baby. And so they want to study her DNA. And I just kind of wish maybe it was just one plot line with the Blue baby, or I don't know why we're bringing back this clone girl, like, just forget about that. And they almost even retcon it to where she's like, I don't know, it's crazy. And then they interweave that with the Locust storyline. And then Lewis Dodgson is like this weird CEO that is like, can't make decisions, and he's all over the place. And at one point he asks his assistant for food. He's like, do you have any food? Do you have my bars on you? And I think there may have been like a plot line of him maybe being sick or something that got dropped, because he just has like this weird erratic behavior and it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I mean, that would have been, maybe could have been something if maybe he needed the girl's DNA to fix whatever's wrong with him. That could have been a plot point. But again, we don't need any of this crazy genetically enhanced locusts and study the girl cloning. Like, just give us the dinosaurs. Like, that's all we really want out of this movie. Just give us dinosaurs fighting each other, eating people. That's all I want. But there are some good moments in this movie. I think it's in the trailer, but I love when Bryce Dallas Howard's character is like crawling through the mud and has to go into the water to avoid the dinosaur that's stalking her. Like, that's a cool visual. I liked that. That's what these movies should be. Surviving the dinosaurs that are trying to attack you. There's also kind of a cool scene with Chris Pratt and the new character, Kayla, the pilot, where they're on the ice and there's a pyroraptor that can dive under the ice. And that was kind of cool, but it's a very rushed scene and it just feels like it comes out of nowhere. And that's kind of a lot of the action in this movie just kind of happens because this movie's not well paced. It's not a bad film. I do enjoy a lot of it. I just think it was kind of a lot of either too many subplot lines. Narrative does not have a good flow. It just doesn't really fit that well together. But once the characters meet up at this new animal dinosaur preserve area that Biosyn has, and it becomes about surviving the dinosaurs again, it feels more like a Jurassic Park movie at that point. And I just wish we could have figured out a better way to get the new cast with the old cast, because this is just kind of really clunky. I do love Dr. Alan Grant, though. He is like an old grandpa in this, because in the first movie, he's not good with technology and he doesn't like kids, so he still doesn't have family, he doesn't spend time around kids, and he's kind of like out of the loop. And he doesn't understand the slang. Like, he thinks, sliding into your DMs is something else, and he, can't talk to the barista who's got all this coffee terminology he's not keeping up with. So I thought all that was kind of consistent with where his character would be now. Ellie Sattler was also, I guess, had a career shift, but she still seems pretty consistent with who she would be now, and same with Malcolm. And I do like the new character, the pilot Kayla. I thought she had a lot of comedic relief and had some fun energy to her and was decent with the action scenes. So I like pairing her with Chris Pratt. I just wish maybe she could have gotten introduced to the plot earlier. We do get a brief couple scenes with the character Franklin from Fallen Kingdom, Justice Smith's character. He kind of just helps them out on this subplot line of the illegal dinosaur trading market that's going on in Malta. I don't know. That was kind of, why is these scenes happening? It's a subplot to get us to the main plot, and just either make that the movie or cut it out, and let's get to the main plot faster. So I did have a lot of fun. There was a lot of good moments in it. Definitely make sure you got your snacks for this one, because the pacing, like I said, can be kind of boring at some times. And so, I mean, I understand why the critics maybe didn't like it. I understand why some people of this franchise won't like it. I know the reasons that I still like it, but I know why a lot of things that I don't like about it. But again, I was just so happy to see the old cast back. That's really all I wanted. And they do have a new sort of big bad dinosaur, the Giganotosaurus. Unfortunately, it has like 2 scenes. It's not really built up very well. Like I said, there's almost too many different types of dinosaurs that we never really focus on any one dinosaur to kind of... There's this cool, I think it's called like Thyzanotosaurus or something, Thyzanotosaurus, that's got like these long, like Freddy Krueger claws that comes out, and apparently it's an herbivore, but it looks really cool. And we get a couple scenes with that, But again, and then we get like a pterodactyl fight aerial scene, and then the Pyroraptor, and then there's like other trained raptor scene, and I mean, there's just a lot of dinosaurs, just kind of all over the place, running around. But it's not really, they're not really used in any way that really kind of makes it feel like, wow, this is amazing. Like I said, we don't really build up the Giganotosaurus. The T-Rex obviously comes back. But we don't really have any velociraptors. We just have Blue and then the baby Blue, which are, they're really not even in that much of the movie, even though the baby is like a plot line. So I would say overall, the movie is, it's decent. It's probably on the low end of the Jurassic franchise, unfortunately. I would maybe even place Fallen Kingdom above it. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch Fallen Kingdom. Definitely, I would say the best is still Jurassic Park and then Jurassic World. And then you can watch the other ones if you want to, really. I mean, that's basically the two that you would really want to watch. I think those have the most, they're the most focused in terms of plot lines. And they focus on the parks. I would say just watch those two. But if you want to watch the other ones, you can. I really like Jurassic Park 3. I know it's a little cheesy. But it's got Dr. Alan Grant. And I love Dr. Alan Grant. And I recently rewatched The Lost World. And it wasn't as bad as I thought. It's still not great. Has a lot of problems. I really do like Jurassic World. I liked Fallen Kingdom when I saw it in theaters. But I haven't rewatched it. And I do like this one. So overall, I'm still a fan of the franchise. But, I mean, if you want to go see it, go see it. If you don't, maybe just wait to catch it on streaming, because, it's not super great. There's some fun parts, and if you're hoping that the original cast is in it more, maybe lower your expectations. And if you didn't like the Clone Girl storyline from Fallen Kingdom, you're not going to like this movie then. But anyway, so those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. I actually am a little bit more positive than I think I'm sounding. I still think it's a thumbs up, but not a super enthusiastic thumbs up. So make up your mind and let me know what you think of Jurassic World Dominion. And that's it for now. And I'll come back with you with some more movie reviews soon. Thank you.